Aloha everybody, what is really good? Welcome to another RuneScape news coverage video. For this video, we're going to dive deeper into the Archaeology skill because we got a bunch of new information from the latest live stream. So without any further ado, let's jump right in the video. Let's go.
Yes, is the illest. What you talking about, Willis?
Alright guys, today's live stream went deeper in depth with the Archaeology skill, so we're going to discuss everything that wasn't revealed initially at RuneFest. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Mattocks. That is your excavation tool. So these are going to unlock a new tier every 10 levels, much like you do with mining. There's going to be one for each major metal type in the game. They're made through the smithing skill, and they can be added to your tool belt. Now there are special ones that can be augmented, much like pickaxes. For example, there's going to be a dragon one in Camdo, and then there's the Mattocks of time and space. There is also a hero Mattocks, adding another hero item into the game, much like Tavia's fishing rod or Hazelmere's signet ring. Next up, I want to talk about the guild. Now this isn't the final look what you're seeing on screen. They have updated it since these screenshots, so just keep that in mind. Now here you're going to actually learn about qualifications, which do tie into much of the achievements within the skill. Qualifications are required to progress through the skill. It's not like other skills where you could say, cut sapphires all the way to 99 crafting. In this skill, you actually have to do and try out many parts of the skill in order to level up. There are also a bunch of shops in the guilds where you can use a new currency that's unique to the skill. Here's where you'll be able to buy things like the elite skilling outfit, and this is where you're going to be seeing your various different qualifications. You can also buy a bunch of different consumables, similar to how the deep sea fishing merchant sells you various different things like that. Moving on, they didn't want the skill to just be digging in dirt. So when they came up with the 5 different locations, the dig sites, they really wanted to push it and make them feel unique and different while still remaining true to RuneScape. So first off, we have the Citadel. This is your desert themed one. It's a big Zarosian fortress built in the Second Age. So a lot of the things you're uncovering are going to reflect that. Moving on to Everlight, not only does it have the huge lighthouse, but it also has a big underwater area that you get to explore as well. The Infernal Source borrows a lot of inspiration from Dante's Inferno with the various different, circles of hell, so that's going to be very interesting. And based on the blurry art, the Stormguard Citadel is a big landmass floating in the sky. Now, the Warforge is the most mysterious at this point. Honestly, it looks like it could be related to the Tsar City and the Obsidian race, but your guess is as good as mine at this point. Next up, Ancient Summoning. I'm just going to be brief about this one. We learned about the Ripper Demon, the Abyssal Demon, and the Calgarian Demon, but there are more than just these 3. We don't know what, but just know that there's more than those 3. Next up, we got the Ancient Gizmo. One important thing to note with it is since it has 9 slots that you can add components to, each slot is actually weighted less than on regular gizmos. This is to help prevent it from being too powerful. So you can't just toss, say, a bunch of Nox components into another powerful combo and then expect the 2 to be just as strong as they would be individually. That said, they'll still be stronger than any one given regular gizmo though, so they're still worth using. Next, we have the XP capacitor. I just want to let you guys know that it cannot be used to level an item up to 10. Instead, it's used to help reach those higher levels if you're seeking those benefits that come with higher item levels. So now with the Kinetic Dynamo, just want to quickly note that despite its appearance, these aren't actually boots that you wear. The reason why they had this concept art was just to help portray the idea of what the Kinetic Dynamo is, in that when you run or surge, etc., you gain divine charges. But it's actually something that's going to be held in your inventory. Moving on, we got Relics. I'm just going to quickly say that while you can have 3 active at a time, they have different costs based on how powerful they are. So when I say that, the best way to describe it is to think of invention machines. You have a certain amount of power allocated to your guild, but different machines take up more power than others, so you do have to be strategic about which machines you use. That is pretty much how relics will work. It might be the case that you could only have 1 very powerful relic and then 1 lesser one, and you may not have enough left for a third one, or you could have 3 medium ones active at once. Also, relics are not tradable, but much like how tier 99 prayers were introduced with AOD, they are open to introducing tradable ones in the future, just not at launch. Now that all said, I know a lot of you are asking, definitely in my comments, and that is, why is this not an elite skill? So while a lot of what was shown off did seem extremely powerful, and for high level players, it was because these things all unlock at high level archaeology. There is still a bunch of things that do feel lower level when you are in the early stages of the skill. They say that the skill is very grounded. You start off as an intern, and there is no elite entry into the skill. Unlike Invention, where the rewards are almost immediately useful at high levels. So that is the distinction between a regular skill and an elite skill. Elite skills are almost from the get-go helpful to the high level meta. Whereas in Archaeology, once you reach the higher levels, you're most likely not going to be concerned at all with what you did in the earlier levels of the skill. And the final thing I want to touch on for this video is that you will need 99 to access the max guild. There is not going to be any grace period for this skill, so you will need to max again to access your boss portals. So keep that in mind. They do want to solve this issue though going forward. For example, they say maybe moving the boss portal elsewhere, but it's something that's not in the scope of this particular project. So we're going to have to wait and see what they do there. Anyways, that pretty much follows up everything that was discussed in terms of archaeology with the latest live stream. With that, I'm going to wrap up the video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed and you want to stay up to date on all things RuneScape related, then hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I appreciate you watching. I am out. Aloha.